Let's unbox the Turntable Labs reissue of the 1977 album Sunshower by Taeko Ohnuki. This album is part of a series of city pop re-releases that Turntable Labs is putting out, and I'm so excited to have this. Now, as you can see, I already cut into this a little bit because I started recording and then my microphone wasn't recording, so fortunately I caught it pretty early. But unfortunately, you don't get the original first cutting open experience into this. Like a lot of American city pop fans, I got into the genre through the song Plastic Love by Mariah Takeuchi and those like city pop lo-fi playlists that were all over YouTube, and I still are to this day. And I was listening to a lot of those playlists and hearing a lot of the hits like Mariah Takeuchi, Kasuro Yamashita, so on and so forth. But eventually I had listened to a lot of the popular mixes and there were only so many songs in them. So I stumbled upon this blogspot website called J-Pop 80s, I believe it was what it was called. And that's where I started getting a little bit deeper into the albums, into the genre. Not that this is like an obscure deep cut or anything. I believe this is Taeko Ohnuki's one of her most popular albums, if not her most popular album. And I got put onto this album in particular because the song Tokai, which is my favorite song of this album, was in a lot of the like city pop mixes that I was listening to. So the first time I listened to that album was downloading a less than legal copy from J-Pop 80s blogspot, and I never really thought that I was going to be able to get my hands on a physical copy of this, just because at least the last time I looked, a lot of these vinyl, especially imported vinyl, and especially for a record this old, were pretty expensive and decently hard to get your hands on. I am more than happy to spend a good chunk of change on a vinyl, but when it starts getting into like the $100, $200 territory, that's when I start to get a little and I'm not super like, I don't want to do that. So I was really excited when I saw the Turntable Labs was doing a reissue of this, and an imported reissue as well. This is a limited edition release, so I'm not sure how many are made, but when I say I pounced on this, I was so excited to have this. I'm typically annoyed by being on email lists, but I've stayed on Turntable Labs because there are so many things that get released that I'm really interested in, and I'm really glad that I'm able to stay on top of it with that. So without further ado, let's get into opening this. Now, before we get into the vinyl, really quickly, if you've never ordered anything from Turntable Labs, it typically comes with like this little printout and then this little zine. This little zine's cool. It just kind of talks about like some of the staff picks, just like interesting records and like vinyl technology and things, and just like little interesting articles and stuff. So really cool, lots of fun information in these. And then it comes with this like record charts of like what's selling really well. Looks like right now it is Jungle's Volcano LP, which I love that album. And I am so sad that I didn't get the Turntable Lab edition of Volcano. So if any of you all happen to have your hands on that and you want to do a little vinyl trade, or you want to sell me that at like a reasonable price, let me know, because that little like the speckled orange one, I want that so bad. I love that album Volcano. So if you have the plug, let me know, because I want that. And then it also comes with a sticker as well. So here is the cover of the record. I love this picture so much. This art is just like, I don't know what it is about this photo, but it's just like so stunning to me, and I really love this photo a lot. And then here's the back as well. Now I learned recently, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think this little strip is called the Obi strip, and this just has like the title information letting you know it is the clear pink version of this vinyl, a little bit information. And then it looks like on the back it's got some information about another one of her records as well. Now y'all know, if you have seen some of my other vinyl videos, I love collecting colored vinyl in particular, so it was extra appealing when I saw that this was a beautiful pink color. Oh, this is cool. Okay, wait. Okay, before we get into that, this is so cool. So it's got this little insert. This looks like it has all of the band members who were contributing to the album. That's so cool. I love that they included that. This is so cool. And then of course it's got some info on the inside, just listing information about the tracks and stuff like that. And there's Miss Taeko Ohnuki herself in the studio, making one of my favorite albums of all time. And then here is the record itself. If y'all have complaints about how I hold my records, I don't care, because it belongs to me and not you. But this is just so gorgeous, so pretty. I'm so happy to have this. I'm so happy to have this. This looks actually very similar to my Sailor Moon 30th anniversary soundtrack album. Almost the same exact color. I'll link that if you haven't seen that video, but this is so good. And I really love like the design, like this kind of just like little design we have here. Kind of looks like a little like night starry sky, and then just bold yellow text with the little crown logo as well. If you haven't had a chance to listen to this album and you're a city pop fan, or if you're just a music lover in general, this album is so good. And like I said earlier, especially as like an English speaker who knows very little Japanese, there is so much emotion and so much messaging and so much just feeling that is conveyed through this album without even knowing the words. I'm a very big believer that like, even if you don't know the language, I think the human voice is an instrument and convey a lot of emotions that transcend language. And I think this is a very good example of this. There are just so many songs of this that makes me feel like so strongly and like have such a like an emotional response. It is such a gorgeous listen. The song Tokai in particular is one of my favorites. I would highly recommend listening to that song on like a sunny day when you're walking outside. You will feel like you're on top of the world. It is such a beautiful song. God, I am so excited to have this. And I'll include some close-up as well so you can see all the little close-ups and all the details and stuff. But y'all, this, like I said, I never thought that I was gonna be able to have my hands on one of these like city pop releases, and I am so glad to order this, so glad to have this. Now I'm kind of tempted to buy, I know they have a reissue of Tatsuro Yamashita's For You, I believe. I was really tempted to buy that one, so I might have to just hop on that too, because now I have the hankering to get more of these. But yeah, this is so cool. I'm so excited to have this in my collection. This is actually my first city pop record as well. I haven't really been able to get my hands on that many of these and not spend like an arm and a leg. Every time I go to my local record store, I dig through the international music selection and see if they have any of these vinyl from this genre. And I never see anything, so I might just need to expand my horizons a little bit, do some more digging through the bins and things like that. But I am so excited that this is my first one. I'm really, really happy to have this. Hopefully you enjoyed this vinyl unboxing. If you want to see more of these, I do buy vinyl pretty often, so I'm more than happy to make this kind of a regular series on my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like because that helps me out quite a bit. And if you want to come hang out with me every single week, I upload at least one video a week, and a lot of times it's two. Be sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm always here making content, vinyl related, general yapping, so on and so forth.